Hello my friends and welcome back. It's episode 55. And we are in the middle of Stalingrad. It's interesting that, you know, all of these tiles are marked as objectives even though there is no mission objective to do anything with them, so far as I can see or tell. Anyway, my brutal slow push through the enemy is proceeding apace. But before we do anything, we need to do something about this thing. I don't know how much entrenchment tanks have got in city tiles by default. I think it's 5. Well, it might be 4. It's 4. Okay, I was wise to smack it because otherwise it wouldn't surrender. Sweet. Alright, we actually cleared 2 tiles worth of city. There's nothing for this to shoot at. I either move it to its correct position or I shoot at this, but I can't do both. Let's just keep it firing. I suppose I can always just stick this here temporarily. Down. Oh, I think I should shoot that down. SMG infantry. Don't know if I should put this flame tank here unprotected. Well, great, he doesn't have enough movement. Okay, he's down to 1 HP. Slowly working on their entrenchment. I don't know if I've hit them enough to actually remove it entirely. Just wondering if they can do a... I'm going to go here to protect this, since it can't move right now. Okay, I can make these guys surrender, and I will. Or not. 1 out of 5 is actually considered still entrenched. Damn. Well, considering that our deep recon spotted this horde of tanks coming towards us, I think we should probably leave these units where they are. Okay. I really don't need to spy on that area, it's not a problem. It's gonna be cloudy next turn. I think the Great Russian counterattack is incoming. That maybe there is some expectation that you just clear the area by now. That is a lot of tanks. Although I'm not sure why they're going down there. Unless it's their intent to get on transport ships. Ooh! 18 overstrength. Okay, that is a lot of tanks. Like, this is no small amount of tanks. That is just a bona fide ass load of tanks. An 18 overstrength T-43. This unit desperately needs reinforcement. Right, my little anchor here is stopped that flank tank from coming. Oh, the heavy weapons team is going to get some tank kills today. This is a silly amount of tanks that you need to kill with infantry to get the bonuses. It is kind of difficult for infantry to get tank kills, normally. Unless the enemy does something profoundly silly like they've done here. Sweet. More sweet prestige for us. Looks to me like I'm going to have to be very careful about how I set things up. Like a more defensive layout is going to be important. Okay, I'll leave one ammunition on the machine gunners. Fall back. This tank is going to get surrounded if it doesn't get out of there. Okay, let's move this one in because it's got readiness. Okay, my primary objective here will be to suppress this artillery. Okay, this part of the wall is fine. Like this bit is perfect. This bit is kind of a bit weak. The soft units might potentially be dangerous to this. It's not, you know, it's protected by these two against hard. So we should be fine. Okay, the linchpin there has actually stopped another tank. 2 tanks from trying to get around me. 3! Okay, the linchpin is getting overwhelmed right now. I guess if you take out the depot, you just win. There are 16 turns left. So it's like, how long do I want this battle to go on for? How much juice do I expect to squeeze out of this lemon? Do I want to steal anything? Unfortunately, I don't think this reconnaissance vehicle can actually penetrate any of this. You're just constantly repairing that artillery piece. I gotta reorganize my defense here. To resist this flank. So that means a bit of fallback. I could do with like one more infantry unit to put here. I'm guessing that that is not going to happen. It's of course snowing, so I can't see either. Well, I don't have to worry too much. It's only a problem if a unit goes here, then it goes here. But that's a two-step process, so. Simply fall back to my battle line for now. Choo-choo! Okay, this thing's got artillery support, so we need to do something about it. Three for 7, can't really get much done there. Let's just move this here. That way it's protected. Okay, I got a battle line. My linchpin I've had to stretch out to meet the linchpin to avoid the flank. Because it would be very possible to get behind me here, and that would not be good. The last thing I need is my airport exposed and units marauding behind me. You know, if this thing has nowhere to go, it would surrender. But if it's got somewhere to go, then it might get out of reach. It's an ambush! Oof. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I tell you what, my infantry are feeding well. Oh ho ho! What is that? Okay, it's the Su-76I. 6 turns left. It's not a lot of time. This is the one that's low on experience points. We can enhance its capabilities with the recon car. I think we'll keep that in artillery mode. Alright. You may be thinking to yourself, you know, what's the point of doing this? You know, you can just end this at any time. And it's not like you're gonna clean out the rest of the map, and that's true. But it is very hard for infantry to get certain kill types. And here we're being offered tanks on a plate. It's definitely worth it. I mean, I don't think I've got any artillery or any unit that has enough tank kills for the medals. For a maxed out medal. I'm gonna go ahead and push him out there for 1 damage. For the low, low price of 1 damage. You know, what would be ideal actually is the flame tank being there. Maybe I'll arrange for that to happen next time. Okay, so you have to remember this tile is zone of controlled by these guys, and that means you have to go through these fortification tiles and this tile to get to here, which is expensive. Go ahead and reposition these so it results in extreme pain. In fact, if I place this forwards, the only issue with placing it forwards is while resistant to soft, actually it'd be fine. Oh, will it? Nah, I'll be okay. It's like, it's resistant to soft, but they can damage it. Right, where's the old strap over? The lethal one. Here we go. Start by doing some extreme damage to this anti-aircraft gun. Okay. Go after the soft units because they're more dangerous. Amusingly enough. I've got plenty of ways of blocking hard units, but I don't really have a lot of ways to block soft. That's a lot of dudes. Beautiful. Couldn't do anything. My beautiful defensive line stopped them from doing a damn thing. How much do we want to farm this mission? How much do we want to farm this mission before we just actually give some mercy? I guess I won't overfarm the mission too much. Wow, has he got anywhere to go? Boosh! I wonder how many infantry kills this has got. Quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot for a half track. Look at this wall of infantry. I think we're gonna call it this turn. I'm not gonna like redonkulously overstuff my pockets. With enemy units. As funny as that may be. My anti-aircraft gun is fully repaired, and that's all I really cared about. Since those are rare and precious. I crossed the line! Ah ha ha! Get on my level, Manstein. Oh, I probably should have moved that in. Oh well, I don't care. You get 1,000 prestige for that one. I love that. You know, this looks like the last of the push, apart from all the units that are over here. So I almost feel like we've broken the back of this counterattack, even though we're not supposed to. But anyway, as I said, I'm not going to overfarm the enemy. +2 hard, +2 soft. You know what would be funny is if I ever reach +3/+3 on this, would be to switch it to be a fighter. Because +3/+3 is actually really big for a fighter. As the war grinds on. As the war grinds on, you'll get dive bombers with you know, pretty gross across the board stats. In fact, this is a good example. So here you have a plane that is basically objectively superior to the 109Z, except that it's not long range. It's only got 12 range. But +3 to each to soft and hard is, you know, not going to change the outcomes too much, and the dedicated dive bombers will get pretty high scores. But the actual fighters very rarely get more than a few points in hard or soft, so +3 can make a huge difference. Because the air defense of most enemies is not that great. Like if you were to look at regular infantry, it's got an air defense of 9, which is not too bad. But yeah, 3 is not going to pen it. 6 maybe does some damage, probably not. I guess we're sort of more thinking about units like this that have it. Yeah, so here we've got an air defense of 4. So the difference between 3 and 6 is the difference between effectively not penning and actually doing some damage. Right, artillery is even worse. I think artillery's... oh no, it's 4 too. There are edge cases where those extra stats actually make a huge difference. Alright, let's end it. It's a good way to end the episode. Mine General! I have a slew of reports for your attention. If you're playing by yourself, by the way, you could just carry on farming the enemy. I won't look down on you. Our strike on Stalingrad was a success and our forces have returned to their starting positions, hunkering down for the winter but still prepared for action, should a Soviet counteroffensive materialize. High Command is furious at the failure of Army Group South to even attempt to seize Stalingrad. Field Marshal Manstein has been recalled to Berlin to answer for his actions in person. I mean, we actually did. We could have totally seized it, no problem. It definitely wasn't beyond our reach to actually seize it if we really wanted to. There are rumours that his dismissal is imminent, but I cannot believe they are true. Under the Field Marshal, we snapped victory from the jaws of defeat at Kursk, decimated Soviet summer offensive at Kostov, returned to Korskos in triumph. Surely these successes must count for something, but alas, for now our campaign is at an end. I do not know when we'll be recalled to action. I believe it is merely a matter of if, when, not if. This war with the Soviet Union has not yet been won. Oh, it's time for another letter from his wife. Yay! He's basically bragging at this point. Young Stefan was holding little Jonah's hand while waving frantically towards me. Contrails. Oh, right, there's jet aircraft in Spain for some reason. Or Germany. I don't know where she's currently hanging out, actually. Okay. In this alternative history, Germany has secured a solid hold on the Korskos, and the oil they plunder from the region keeps the war machine running at maximum efficiency. Shortages of fuel that historically plagued everything from proper pilot training to forcing new offensives to scale back to local operations are no more. But this victory has not won the war, it has merely allowed Germany to continue to pursue that war with renewed vigour. Collapse of Italy is unaffected by the fortunes on the Eastern Front, but the Allied advance through the Italian peninsula is as sluggish as it was historically. As for the war in Russia, it remains ongoing. For all of their victories, German manpower in the Eastern Front has dropped considerably. Historically, from July 1943 to January 1944, the where, Mark, lost 1.4 million, leaving 2 million spread across the Eastern Front, but only 400,000 on the front lines. In this alternative history, German casualties during that same period of time would fall well below 1 million, but the enormous casualties that would continue to be inflicted against the Soviets have still not reached a level high enough to take the USSR out of the conflict. Soviet propaganda works overtime to celebrate the defeat of a second German offensive towards Moscow, and this becomes much easier to believe than the German excuse that it was merely a diversion. Realizing the lack of German intent to risk another attempt at Stalingrad and seeking another morale-boosting victory after Moscow, Soviet reinforcements are not sent south, but instead diverted to Leningrad, which is freed from its siege in late 1943, a few months before its historical liberation. Field Marshal Enrich von Manstein for Army Group South's victories at Kursk and Rostov would be awarded with swords to his Knight's Cross. For successful conquest of oil fields of the Caucasus, he would then be awarded with diamonds. But for his refusal to attack Stalingrad, German High Command would dismiss him from his position as commander of Army Group South. Whether he will be appointed to a new post remains to be seen. Okay. 1943 draws to a close and temperatures drop, so do the lines of the Eastern Front freeze in place. German gambling in the Caucasus has almost entirely secured that region, with only a few Soviet holdouts left in the edge of the Black Sea. But Soviet victories around Moscow and Leningrad prove the Soviet Union still has the will and ability to continue the fight. So both sides begin to lay down plans to continue the struggle into 1944. Boom! And that's it. I'll have to think very carefully about the next challenge. Running 80 only was not as difficult as I had anticipated it being. But hey, that is it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.